All right. We have a question here. It tells us the data below relates to the number of successful sales made by the light bulbs salesmen employed by XYZ Electronics. Right. So from 0 to 10, the tens number of salesmen 10. 10 to 20, there were 20 salesmen. 20 to 30, 30 salesmen, and so on. All right, so we've been required to find the mean sales, the modal sales, all right, and compute the coefficient of variation. So we're going to start with the mean. If the font is too small, just let me know.
Yes, just adjust it a bit.
Okay, so we have our classes. Midpoint, all right, midpoint is represented by X. Right, then we have our frequencies, which is represented by F. Right, so you're going to say 0 plus 10 divided by 2. Okay, 0 plus 10, that is 10, divided by 2, that is 5. Okay, 10 plus 20, that is 30. 30 divided by 2, that is 15. 20 plus 30, that is 50. 50 divided by 2, that's 25. 80 plus 40, that is 70. 70 divided by 2, that is 35. 40 plus 50, that's 90. 90 divided by 2, that is 45. And 50 plus 60 is 110. 110 divided by 2, that is 55. Are we okay with that, class? Getting the midpoints?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now we go to the
Clear.
Okay, you go to the frequencies. So it's 10, 20, 30, 40. 10, 20, 30. 10, 20, 30, 50, 40, 30. 50, 40, and 30. Right, so then now we multiply our midpoint times our frequency. Five times 10, 50. 15 times 20, that should be 300. Confirm, colleagues. 15 times 20, is that 300? Let me get my calculator. 15 times,
Yes,
get 300. 25 times 30, 750. 35 times 50, 1,750. 5 times 40, 1,800. 800. And then 55 times 30, 1,650. Okay. So now what we're going to do here, okay, because as you can see in the formula for the mean, it's the summation of fx, which is this column here. All right, summation of fx, this column here, and the summation of the frequency, this column here. So we find the totals of both columns. Right, 10 plus 20, that is 30. 30 plus 30, 60. 60 plus 50, 110. 110 plus 40, 150. 150 plus 30, 180. Right? Then this one is say 50 plus 300 plus 750 plus 1750 plus 18 plus 1650. We get 6,300. Are we okay with that, colleagues? 6,300.
Yes, sir.
All right. So what is next? We need to put it in the formula. Okay. So say mean equals the summation of fx, which is 6,600, divided by summation of f, which is 180. So 6,300 divided by 180, we get 35. Equals 35. So our mean, which is x bar, equals 35. All right, are we okay with that?
Yes, sir.
All right. Next, we go to the next question was find the model class. So after we find the model, we also find the median, okay? So that you guys can revise properly. So let's see. For the model class, okay, all we need is two columns.
Sir,
Yes.
sir, I have a question.
Yes, yes.
This formula for mean, instead of putting those to my dot I'm seeing, I don't know. If you just, is it correct if I just write summation of fx over summation f?
Yes. Yes. It's correct. If you write summation of f
All
x
right.
over yes, you will not be penalized by the examiner, okay? You won't. Model class. Okay, let me just get the information for the model class. This is our formula. All right. Let me just bring our formula and the information together. So let's say cut. We put these two side by side. All right. So before I bring the table, I just LM represents the lower limit of the model class. CM represents the class width. All right. FM, right? This is the frequency of the model class. All right. I should have put it here. FM is the frequency of the model class. FM minus 1 is the frequency of the class preceding the model class. And FM plus 1 is the frequency of the class after the model class. Okay, so let me bring the table so that we do that. So FM is frequency of the model class. The first thing, we have to Find the position of the model class. Let me just bring the table. Right, so for our model class, we don't need the midpoint, and we do not need this column here. All right, this is the only information you need for the model class. So the position of the model class is the one with the largest frequency. So our model class is this one, 30 to 40, all right, because it's got the largest frequency. All right, it has the largest frequency, okay, with the highest frequency. All right, so now we have to find the lower limit of the model class. So position, so it's in the class range of 30 to 40. So we determined our class. Find the lower limit. The lower limit, right? So you come here, 30 plus 30, all right? 30 is 30 here, plus 30, that is 60. 60 divided by 2, that is 30. So our lower limit is 30. All right, so LM, all right, LM equals 30. LM equals 30. We have to find the class width, all right? Class width is CM, right? So the upper limit is what? Let's see, 40 plus 40, that is 80. 80 divided by 2, that is 40. Okay, upper limit 40 plus 40 divided by 2, that equals 40. One thing I want you guys to realize is, all right, whenever you see class widths like this, 0 to 10, then 10 to 20, then 20 to 30, all right, you just know what the class width is already 10. All right, the class width is 10. But there are cases where you find here it's 0 to 10, then here it becomes 11 to 20, 21 to like that. There, when you're finding your lower and upper limits, you have a 0.5 in there. Okay? It will be a 0.5. In this case here, it's very easy to determine our class width. So class width is the upper limit minus the lower limit. 40 minus 30, that equals 10. So that's our class width. Okay. So what other data do we need? Class width. Are we okay with that? All right. Whenever you see classes like this, 0 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30, all right, you won't even need this calculation. You just say, okay, the lower limit is 30 and the upper limit is 40. Okay.
Excuse me, sir. I think I'm a bit behind.
Yes.
The lower limit and the upper limits, where you just pick the numbers like that. You just picked 30 and 30. and then on the upper limit you picked 40 and 40. How do you, is there where you pick those numbers, or you just
always when you are finding
a bit behind there?
Okay, well, always when you are finding these class limits, okay, whenever you are finding these class limits, you go to the class before and your class and the class that you're in for the lower limit, the class before and the class you're in, and then for the upper limit, the class after and the class that you're in. So now the point that I was trying to stress out here, okay, let me just illustrate it here. Right. For these ones, you would also, if the classes were like this, all right, you would also still do the same. All right, you add this one and that one, you get your lower limit. You add this one and that one, you get your upper limit. All right, this and that. So what I'm basically trying to say is, when you have a class like this one here, 10 to 20, 30, you
Hello,
just,
sir.
yes.
Hello, sir. Yes, before you go further, I just have a question. On the same model, when you want to find the model class, is it possible to use other formulas like the interpolation formula?
You can, yes, but why use that when it's just easy? You just, to get the model class, you just go to the frequency and see the one with the highest frequency is your model class. That's all.
All right.
Yeah, you just come here. Don't even bother yourself. You just say, okay, the class here, the highest frequency, that's the model class, which is 50. And then you solve. So the point I'm trying to stress out here, have you seen the differences in these classes and these classes? All right. When you have classes like these ones, 30 to 40, 40 to 50, you already know, okay, the lower limit is 30 and the upper limit is 40, all right? Just by looking at it. But if you have classes like this, 0 to 10, 10 to 11, 21 to 30, right, then it will be necessary you do 20 plus 21, you get the average, and then 30 plus 31, you get the average. Okay? So with classes like this, just by looking, you know, okay, the lower limit is 30, upper limit is 40, the class width is 10. All right. I was just calculating for your sake here, but when you see classes like this, you do not even need to calculate. You just say, okay, this one, lower limit 30, upper limit 40. But when the classes are like these ones here, that's when it will be necessary for you to do these calculations. All right. I hope we have understood. All right, so our class width is
Sir.
10. Yes.
Now, if the highest frequencies, maybe for instance, where there's 40 there down, then the model class where I get the top, the lowest value and the upper value and the lower value, can I slightly go down like to try and match where the most frequent number is?
Wait, just ask that question again. You're saying that here where it's 40, right?
I'm saying if the most frequent number,
Uh-huh.
if the most frequent number was where the 40 is,
Yes.
so can I pick 40 as the 40 upper and the 40 down here?
Yes, you get
on
this.
on the classes.
Yes, you would get this one and this one. Okay, but as you can see, they are the same, so you know
Oh,
that.
I see.
Yes.
Thank you.
So since these two are the same, here you know that your lower limit is 40, right? And here, since 50 and this 50 are the same, you know that your upper limit is 50. Okay. So you have to remember to do with that, especially when you're dealing with grouped data. Okay. It's very important you find the class width, upper and lower limits. Okay. So our class width is, 10. We have to find our frequency before the module class, which is fm minus 1. Okay, the frequency which is before our model class, this is 30. So the fm minus 1 is 30. All right, and then we get the frequency of the class after the model class, which is fm plus 1. Sorry, I'm just trying to make this smaller here. Let me just put this plus 1 here. All right, so the frequency after the model class, which is fm plus 1, and that is 40. All right, that is 40. So we have all the data that we need. Any questions before I move further? Before we put in our formula?
I've got a question on how you picked, is it the 30 and the 40 on the fm minus 1 and the fm plus 1? Is it the one where it's got the highest frequency, the 30 and the 40?
No. fm minus 1 is the class before the frequency of the class before the model class. All right. So the frequency of this class is 20 to 30 is 30, right? The frequency of the class before the model class, that's fm minus 1. Then fm plus 1 is the frequency of the class after the model class, which is 40.
Thank you, sir. Understood.
So usually when you're dealing with grouped data, just remember, once you find your class, your model or your median class, just know the information from, or with the median class, the only information is for these two. But usually the information of the classes next to your class will also be relevant. Okay, the information of the classes next to your class will be relevant. Okay, so we can put this in our formula now. All right, LM, that is 30 plus, okay, let me see. Yeah, 30 plus, let's insert a fraction here. Our class frequency is 40, so that is 10, open brackets. All right, don't worry, I'll bring the formula close so that we see how we've substituted. Right, fm is the frequency of the model class, 50 minus the frequency before the model class, 30. So 50 minus 30. Let me just bring the formula nearby so that we see how these numbers are being substituted. So just hold on. Let me bring that formula close by. Yes, there it is. All right, so this is much better, all right? So below in our denominator, we have 2 open brackets, 2 times FM. FM is what again? FM is 50, 2 times 50. 2 times 50 minus FM minus 1, that is 30, minus 30 minus FM plus 1, that is 40. All right. Are we okay with this? Have we seen all the substitutions? LM 30, CM 10, FM 50, FM minus 1 30, FM here 50, FM minus 1 30, FM. All right. So can we get our calculators and solve this? Remember, maths is practical. Can we solve this? Remember, order of operations. Okay, starting the numerator, 50 minus 30 is 20. 20 times 10, that is 200. And then in our denominator, we have 2 times 50, that is 100. 100 minus 30, that is 70. 70 minus 40, that is 30. Are we okay with that? So 200 divided by 30, that will give us 6.66. So we have 30 plus 6.66. Right? Then we'll get 6.66. So that is our mode. All right. Are we okay with that? Hello? Are we okay with that?
Yes, sir. I just want to ask you on the same formula.
Okay.
The steps I was following you on the steps.
Okay.
Yes, I just want to ask on the same formula. You said this CM stand for what?
Class width.
I just want to understand on the same formula.
Okay.
I was not there when you started the explaining.
Okay. LM means the lower limit of the model class. Okay. LM, lower limit of the model class. CM, this is the class width of the model class. The class width of the model class. FM, this is the frequency of the model class. All right. Frequency of the model class. Fm minus 1, this is the frequency of the class before the model class, right? And Fm plus 1, this is the frequency of the class after the model class. think I put those notes here. Where did I put them? Here, all right? So I'll leave them on this when I send you this document so that you can and remember. This is for revision's sake. That's why I've put this information here. All right. First thing, you find the position of the model class. All right. Then you work on finding these values. Okay. Find the class with the largest frequency. After I find that, find the lower limit.
So on the frequency, this always given.
Yes. Yes. As you can see in the question here, this is the frequency, number of cells. Frequencies always given. You will never be told unless you are doing the research by yourself. Okay, you're doing the research, then as you are compiling the data, right? If you're interviewing people, if you interview this number of people in this range, you write down the frequency. Yes. Okay, so can we move to the median? All right. The question hasn't told us to find the median, but I would like us to at least be familiar with this. All right. You can find the median class. All right. Again, we'll need another table. That's why people hate grouped data, because it's labor intensive. Okay. In the exams, will you have time to be making all these tables? No. All right. So here, this is where the cumulative frequency comes into play. All right. The cumulative frequency. All right. CF, cumulative frequency. So we'll just be adding all these values. All right. So we have 10, right? 10 plus 20, that is 30. 30 plus 30, that is 60. 60 plus 50, that is 110. 110 plus 40, that is 150. 150 plus 30, that is 180. Right? The last number in the cumulative frequency should be also equal to the total frequency. All right. So are we okay with that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So the first thing, we have to locate the position of the median class. N divided by 2. Our N, which represents total frequency, is 180. Okay. N equals 180. All right. So to find our position, right, 180 divided by 2, that gives us 90. Right? 90th position. So let's not make this mistake and look for the 90th position in this column for classes. No, we're focusing here on the cumulative frequency. Where can the 90th position be accommodated? In this class here. All right. We'll have 110. Okay. That's where the 90th position can be located here. Are we okay with that? We found our median class. Are we okay with that?
Yes, sir. Very okay.
Okay. I need to hear a lady's voice. I've just been hearing the men. I need to I need to hear a lady's voice. Are we okay? Oh no.
Sure, sir.
Okay, 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 okay. If you're not okay, you can tell me, Sam, I'm not okay. Please re-explain. I'll re-explain. Okay, so here's the formula again for the median. We have to get the lower limit of the median class. Okay. So as I said, with the data which is like this, as you can see here, we have 30 and we have 30. So you know that your lower limit is 30. Okay. So our lower limit is 30. All right. The frequency of the median class, 50. Okay, the frequency of the median class, okay, 50. Width of the median class, all right, we calculated it that last time, all right. You can see the lower limit here, it's 30. The upper limit is 40. Okay. So 40 minus 30, that gives us a class width of 10. All right. Then Fm minus 1, right? The cumulative frequency before the median class. The cumulative frequency before the median class is 60. Okay. The cumulative frequency before the median class. So that is 60. Right. N, we already know our N is 180. All right. Any questions and queries before we move on? Any queries?
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Um, I was logged off. How did you find the 180?
We
How
totaled.
did you find the 180 there?
Okay, we totaled with the cumulative frequency, we totaled up, came to 180. Also the frequency, we totaled up the frequencies. It gives us 180. Right? You always need to total up the frequency. All right, so when you total up the frequency, you get 180. Is that okay? I think that's Mr. Charles. Mr. Charles, is that okay? Is it being kicked out?
I'm a little bit behind on this. More of this formula and the way you're finding those figures.
Okay, the frequency is always given to you, all right? The frequency.
It was
Okay.
bad from my side, so I'm
Yeah.
a little bit behind, sir.
Okay. The frequency is always given to you, all right? You never need to calculate the frequency. So once the frequency It's given to you. All you need to do is you total up the frequency. All right, you get 108. All right, then you open up this column for the cumulative frequency. All right, the cumulative frequency, you just be adding all these numbers in order. 10 plus 20, that is 30. 30 plus 30, 60. 60 plus 50, 110, and so on. All right, you just need, for calculate the median, you just need the frequency and the cumulative frequency. That is all. Are you okay with locating the position? Are you okay with locating the position? Hello, Mr. Charles. Are you okay with locating the position? No worry. We'll go through these questions until you understand them. Right? We'll go until you understand. And here, well, I'm recording this so you can watch through this video in case you logged in late. Right? You can still watch through this video. All right. So our median, our lower limit is 30 plus. Okay, let me just zoom in. Right, our class width is 10, open brackets. All right, this n minus 2 already found it. It is 90 here. Okay, n divided by 2 here. All right, so we'll just put 90 in there. 90 minus fm minus 1 is 60. The cumulative frequency before median class. All right. Then divided by FM. FM, the frequency of the median class, is 50. Okay. Are we okay with that? How we got these figures? Class width, 10. N divided by 2, we got it here, 90. FM minus 1, we have it here, it's 60. The cumulative frequency before the median class. And the frequency of the median class, we have it below here in our denominator. That's 50. So are we okay with that? Or should I pause and we... Ninety minus 60, that is 30. 30 times 10, that's 300. 300 divided by 50, that is 6. That is 6. So 30 plus 6 gives us 36. So that is our median. Any questions? Any questions?